Hey, everybody, welcome to this special edition interview episode of the Chasing Daylight podcast. Really excited about this this guest that we're having on because in October, the Shriners is coming back, or the Shriners Open is coming back to the Vegas Valley, and we have the executive director of the Shriners Children's Hospital Open, Patrick Lindsey. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Ready for this heat wave. I am ready, man. We had a little break for a while, but Mother Nature is going to be a little unrelentless here for the next week.
Yeah, it really hasn't been too bad this summer, to be honest, especially recently. Humidity's been up a little bit, but it hasn't been too bad. But yeah, I feel like these next 10 days are going to be hot. But really what we need is, that first week of October, we need it to be 80s.
Yes.
That's what we need.
We need October golf.
Yes, correct.
So tell me what the executive director of a PGA golf tournament does.
It's a good question. And it's probably one of the reasons why I love the job, because it's not ever so defined all the time. Each day is a different day. I tell people that I feel like I probably spend about 80% of my time focusing on paths for revenue growth, whether that's, selling, tickets, hospitality, branding on site, pro-am teams, just helping our corporate partnership manager, also known as my sales guy, helping him with meetings and putting together sales collateral. I feel like that's really what I spend most of my time on, as that is one of our most important drivers to make sure that this event continues to be successful. Shriners sees the return on investment that they're looking for, and we can continue having this great PGA Tour event in the Valley. Outside of that, I'm also in charge of kind of putting together the field, and I'm sure we'll want to talk about that at some point. But, I go to other PGA Tour events, try to talk with players, agents, sometimes caddies, sometimes wives, just to talk to them about what their plans are for the fall. But I also manage a team of 5. So I have sales, tournament services, volunteer and finance and operations individuals underneath me. And then also takes about 1,000 volunteers to run the event as well. So kind of all of those things kind of end up coming underneath me and my team. And, as the event gets closer, it gets more and more busy, and we just try to kind of knock things out one after the other.
Just kind of a full plate, huh?
Yeah, we have different seasons too. I mean, we have, just like our regular seasons, we have our own seasons. We have a slow period, and then we have a period that we're, in right now where it's just go. Our build of all of our hospitality starts tomorrow. That's
what I was curious. How throughout the year, how much of your time is dedicated to this part of the job?
The operations logistic part and the kind of the fulfillment of our sponsorship packages, that's probably the last 45 days, which is kind of in the period we're in now. Prior to that, it's all about, really, it's a lot of client meetings, a lot focus on sponsorships, and not so much just because, we try to sell as many pro-am teams, et cetera, but the conversations that we have with clients, whether it's the MGMs of the world or Caesars, or if it's, another like local marketing company and local IQ, that's a big sponsor of ours. It's sitting down with those individuals, or Howard Hughes Corporation, downtown Summerlin is a huge partner as well. But I mean, like sitting down with them, understanding what their goals are for the year, and then trying to incorporate them into the event. So a lot of times our plan, once the event is over this year, we'll pretty much start from scratch next year. So then we're taking basically all year to understand what our clients and the community and Shriners wants to get out of the event and how they want it to look. And then we put that plan in action. So it's really just it's constant talking, constant communication to then we kind of end up putting our final plan together about, maybe 60, 90 days out. And then we kind of put that plan in action and fulfill everything on site.
How often does something go way off the rails? Like you weren't expecting this?
Every year.
Every year. No.
Every year.
No.
Yeah, I know, right? There's just, there's so many pieces. I mean, at the end of the day, we tell clients all the time that, golf is kind of like a blank canvas of sorts. We are not T-Mobile, we are not Allegiant Stadium, or even the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We don't have, a permanent facility like that where, we planned and, we know exactly what we can sell. We have a full golf course, and I mean, we have certain products that we sell on certain holes. But ultimately, if a company wants to do something completely different or off the rails, then we try to do that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I know I mentioned it before. Another part of my job is kind of putting together the field. We'll be promoting a player basically over the last 45 days. It happened to us last year, unfortunately, with one particular player who's a past champion of ours, and Patrick Cantlay, who played has always played the event, has won our event. Seems like he always finishes second. His name is plastered all over town that he's coming. We've gotten permission to do that. And then he gets injured at the Ryder Cup immediately after the Ryder Cup, and all of a sudden can't play. And that's a big blow, because the community is now expecting that Patrick's going to play. And we have his name all over billboards around town, and then he ultimately has to withdraw. So then we've got to, find a way to communicate that out to the community. So things happen every year, and it's all about just trying to adjust and make the best out of it, and just kind of move forward. Don't ask a lot of questions of why. At a certain point, you just got to move forward. So that's what we do.
How long have you been involved with the tournament?
This will be my 8th year, and that sounds really wild to say. I've done PGA Tour golf for the last 16 years. I worked for the PGA Tour for 10 years. I was the operations manager for the event, the World Golf Championship event that was in Miami and Doral, and then also at Firestone Country Club in Akron, Ohio. And then this position, not too bad places to be. But then this position came available in 2015, and literally was driving to North Carolina to see family with my wife and my one son. And job description came across my my email, and asked my wife if she wanted to move to Las Vegas. And, just like everyone else, said no, but you need to apply. And we applied, we got it, and now we love it here. Las Vegas has been really good to us, and we hope to be here for a long time.
Oh, that's what I love to hear. I mean, it's such a unique city, and it's fun to visit, but living here, man, it's a treat.
It is. There's a great sense of community here, and I tell a lot of people that it's the Strip, but there's a great sense of community here.
Yeah, and it never used to be that way. It was so centralized to just the gaming, but with the growth out in Henderson, the growth out in Summerlin, and moving the Aviators out there, and the ninth practice facility, and now Henderson's got the Henderson Knights, and it's really. I love it. It's so much more than just the casinos right now. So it's awesome. Yep. So I'm glad you guys are loving it here.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the golf course renovation.
Yeah.
When did you guys find out about it? And did the PGA Tour reach out to you guys and get your input on it? Or was it, hey, we're doing this, you got to deal with it?
All of that, probably. We found out, and it's no secret. I mean, the fairways in particularly needed some work. There was a thought that was going to happen in 2020. Pandemic happens, a lot of capital gets taken up other places. That kind of got put on hold. That renovation got put on hold. But we'd kind of known, in conversations. I mean, our office is here at TPC Summerlin. We are literally on grounds in a separate building, so it's a constant communication with that staff. So we knew that project was being talked about a lot. So we were ready for it. That particular project in the fairways doesn't affect us too much at the end of the day. We kind of focus on everything outside the ropes, and the PGA Tour focuses on things inside the ropes. Is kind of the simplest way to kind of make that delineation. So we knew that was going to happen at some point. And then 2020 happened and the pandemic, and then it got pushed. And then last year we had some issues. In 2021, we had some issues with the greens.
I was going to get to that.
Having some issues. The lifespan of those greens, and I'm not really a grass guy, but the lifespan of the greens were not quite at their end, but they were getting there in kind of the lifespan of a normal green. So the tour just kind of decided, and I completely agree with them, that if we're going to shut down this golf course to redo the fairways, we might as well do the greens as well. So they were able to get the funding from the tour in order to do the fairways and greens, and then we were kind of off and running. They put the plan in motion. Golf course has been shut down since mid-April, and there won't be a golf shot struck on the course until tournament Monday, October 3rd.
And the pictures that I've been looking at online, man, it's looking good.
It looks beautiful. I mean, it's, again, I'm not a grass guy, but I mean it's green. It's coming in really, really nice in full. I think it's going to be beautiful. I mean, it would absolutely be the best conditions that the players will probably have ever played this course outside of 30 years ago.
Are you using that? And this is kind of what I meant by asking that question affecting you guys. Are you using that information to try and appeal to more guys to come play?
Yeah, and really any type of additional information I can talk to the guys about is always helpful, instead of just saying, "Hey, I'm Patrick. Would love for you to come play Shriners in Las Vegas this fall." It's having that a little bit more information. It's like, "Hey, I don't know if you've heard, we just redid our fairways and our greens." PGA Tour members, this being a PGA Tour owned facility, they already kind of know some of that information. So it's also nice to especially talk to some of the board members and player advisory council, because they kind of help get some of that stuff approved, and thanking some of those guys, like Charlie Hoffman, for instance, who's on the board, the player board. He would have been instrumental in trying to help push that. So it's always nice to kind of thank some of the players for kind of help push that thing across the finish line. But everyone knew that it was kind of time. Fairways were probably past due for a renovation, and the greens were coming up. And then, like I said, because of some of the issues they had last year, they just went ahead and decided to get it done all at the same time.
That was wild. I saw, I got a couple of friends that are members out there, and I saw the pictures of those. What was it? I can never remember the name of what, some kind of
nematoids.
Nematoid. That's what it was.
Yep.
Have you ever seen that before?
I have not. No, but it's almost kind of a specialty thing that could possibly happen in extreme situations, extreme heat situations, especially because, we also don't have a lot of moisture here. So it's almost like how it was explained to me. It's almost like the green sweated out all of its moisture and then had no reserves to help it. So it wasn't necessarily a disease, so to speak, or something infecting it. It was basically dehydrated, and it couldn't kind of retain some of that moisture, and then caused an issue. Is kind of how it was explained to me.
It was like a perfect storm of three freak occurrences that had to happen at one time.
Yep.
Wild. But I mean, kudos to the tour, man. They got that thing back quick.
Yeah. It was. We were a little worried last year about some of the greens in particular, but they ended up doing a great job. I mean, tour agronomy knows what they're doing. Dale Hahn, our agronomist here at TPC Summerlin, is well seasoned. He knows what's going on as well. But it's also just great to have be at a property that's owned by the PGA Tour, because they have one mission, and at the end of the day, they have one mission: it's to provide the best playing service for the professionals. So they just threw a whole team at it. And it's very similar to the renovation right now. I mean, there's a ton of eyes on it, and a whole team on it, just to make sure that it's in its best condition and ready to go for October 3rd.
Awesome. So anything new that the Shriners is incorporating for this event this year?
We're Nish and Chris, two very amateur golfers, on a quest to play the top 100 courses in the UK and Ireland, after Chris set this challenge on a drunken Saturday night in my kitchen. Join us on our frequently humorous journey of a lifetime as we grapple with the logistical and financial challenge of playing some of the best courses in the world, as well as grappling with our games, because let's face it, it's never just about playing. Sometimes the score matters too. Listen to the Top 110 Golf Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
It seems like we have kind of different talking points all the time. First of all, with Shriners, we just signed on an extension with PGA Tour through 2026. So we really believe in the product. It's been an incredible way for us to communicate the mission of Shriners over, our last 12 or 13 years that they've been a title sponsor on the PGA Tour. So we're proud to be here through 2026. With that, you're going to kind of see some new Shriner initiatives as well. It's our 100th year anniversary of the hospital system, so there's going to be a lot of 100-year anniversary stuff out here. There's going to be a new driving range experience that Shriners is backboning with some Instagrammable type moment branding pieces that will be on the driving range, kind of their walkthrough of, kind of explains what Shriners is and what they do. We're also going to have some entertainment on Saturday night up in the Hill by a local band. The Ryan White Maloney Band is going to be on site Saturday night playing after hours. So we're going to have that going. But it's, we're still going to have the Hill, which is our most popular venue, the Point overlooking 17. We added some cabanas last year, and we are furthering that growth this year.
Awesome.
So we'll have 33 cabanas out on the golf course overlooking the 16th and 17th holes. So we're seeing a lot of growth in that area. We get asked all the time, why aren't we more like the Waste Management Phoenix Open? And there's a lot of reasons why we're not. But there's definitely pieces of that event that we should strive to be. And we've identified holes 16 and 17 as an area that we should be able to create a fun, lively, be seen type of atmosphere. It's not going to happen overnight for us, just like it didn't happen overnight for them. But we feel like we've identified the product that is gaining a lot of interest from companies in town. Companies are purchasing that from us, and then now it's just a matter of growing it over the years as well. So we had 20 cabanas last year. We have 33 this year.
It was fantastic last year.
Maybe we strive for 45 next year. But really what we want is the whole kind of hillside behind 16 green and 17 tee to be filled, and then also everything along players left of kind of the 17 tee and green area. We want all of that filled. So that's where we want to create our fun, lively, be seen atmosphere, which at the end of the day, that's how you really bring your people together, because we all might love golf or we love outside events, but really we also just kind of want to be seen at an event. And that's what we're trying to do with that. And the Hill. The Hill will always be important to us as well.
Yeah, we hung out for a while on one of my friends had some passes to whatever group had the big flat open patio on the 17th. So where we were to our right, you had the tee boxes, and the left was the green. I mean, just an awesome vantage point to watch golf, especially that hole. It's such a fun hole.
Yeah, and you got views of 16 green and kind of these peekaboo views of 18 as well. TPC Summerlin, actually in the canyon that kind of separates 17 and 18 fairway, there's a couple of trees that would block the view from the spot, which is the name of the venue I think you had tickets in, of 18T. So now those trees are gone. So now you can really, from that venue, see 16, 17, and almost all of 18 now that you can see the tee shot. So it really should be a great place to hang out. We've put a lot of time, money, effort, blood, sweat, and tears into that space. We really believe in that space and really feel like it's becoming a backbone of the event.
I mean, that's where I spend most of my time when I go.
It's
just so cool, especially you get when the sun's later on in the day, you get the shade from the hill where you can sit on the 15th or the 16th green and watch people hit into it. It's really cool. Do you know, are you guys, because one of our favorite holes out there is 15, the drivable par 4.
Drivable par 4. Yep.
Are you guys doing anything to make that a more popular spot?
So we are going into a partnership with a new brand, a new vodka brand called Black Clover Vodka. We're actually waiting on that contract now, but they've given us full confidence that is coming in, and we will be building the Live Lucky Black Clover Vodka Lounge on 15th Green.
Wow.
So we've always had a small structure there, but we are expanding that structure now to basically expand across the entire back of the green. There was a tree blocking that renovation. We had asked that tree to be removed, and that tree has been removed so we can build a larger structure behind 15 Green. So it'll be a beautiful tiered structure, open air, have great drinks poured by Black Clover Vodka on the inside, some activations inside, and some great tiered seating kind of facing the green right there. But should just bring more atmosphere, more excitement to an already exciting hole. Now we just got to make sure we get masses of people out there. It's a little bit of a walk far away, but it should be well worth the walk once you get out there.
Oh, you put signs that says vodka bar this way, people will go.
Maybe that's it. Maybe you should do our signage out there.
Yeah, follow me to the vodka bar.
Vodka bar this way. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, anything else? Anything else new that we should be on the keep out for?
AutoNation is going to help us out again, as always. They're such good partners of ours on the 17th as well. So we'll have some nice activation from AutoNation, our partner there, on the 17th. But really, I think, that's it. We really pride ourselves on being, an intimate event, as we are still trying to grow our spectator base. We really pride ourselves on being an intimate event where fans can really get kind of up close and personal with their favorite PGA Tour players. We think we're going to have a great field. Sung J M, our previous champion, who just finished second on the FedEx Cup playoffs, he's going to be back. Patrick Cantley. Yeah, he does. He plays all the time. We feel strongly that Patrick Cantley is going to be back. Ricky Fowler should be back as well. We feel like our local players are going to support us in full force this year. So we're working on all of those commitments right now. We just have great partners. Our players love to come to Las Vegas every fall and come hang out with us and support the charity. The best thing about this event is, we bring probably close to 25 patients from the 21 Shriner locations to enjoy this event. And, our tagline, the hospital's tagline is the most amazing care anywhere. So we want to make sure that everyone gets to be able to kind of touch and feel that most amazing care anywhere through our 25 patient ambassadors who will be on site. We want to make it affordable. Awesome. We want to make it affordable for families to be able to come out here as well. So we make our, 18 years and younger is free with a ticketed adult. So we try to really make it affordable for the families to come out here so that they know that we care about our families in the Valley, and to come out and have a great experience at the golf event. And that 18 and under kids in for free. I mean, that directly aligns with our hospital mission, where, all families, regardless of their ability to pay, are able to receive care for their child. So that's something that's really important to the base of our mission as a charity, and it's important for us as a golf tournament as well. So
absolutely.
Yep.
I mean, they're doing amazing things.
Yeah,
just outstanding. Okay,
it's a special organization, and my child is a Shriner patient as well. So I get to receive services, and I get to promote an amazing charity in a sport that I love. So it's really kind of the full circle for me.
Yeah, that's awesome that you get to work for the company that's helping you. Oh man, that's good stuff right there.
It's cool.
You're gonna catch me off guard.
Okay, didn't mean to get emotional.
No. It's like it's hard not to, man. It's hard not to.
Yeah.
They're doing such amazing things, and the stories are outstanding, and I'm really happy that they've continued to be the title sponsor for this event.
Yeah.
Okay, so local players, you talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
We've had Harry Hall on the show. We actually that got to play with him out at Paiute event for the Corn Ferry, become a friend of ours.
Great guy.
Oh, amazing guy. Him and Taylor both got their tour cards.
Yep.
Were you the one that had them play last year
Don't get me in trouble.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I was.
That was amazing.
Yeah, unfortunately, I only had one kind of exemption left that I could give, and I had two amazing qualified local guys. And I couldn't make the decision. I tried to like make pros and cons lists. I just couldn't make it myself. And I just kind of felt like the only fair way, and I think they agree, the only fair way to do it was to make them to play for it. So yeah, we had them out here maybe 2 weeks before the event, and we had a rules official from SNGA come out and kind of be the eyes on it. And yeah, came out here. I think Harry ended up beating Taylor by a stroke that day, so it came down to one stroke. But they both had their tour cards this year. I've got to watch their number a little bit, because as more people kind of commit to the field that would be above them, kind of that
they
lower shrinks
down.
up.
Yeah.
So I gotta watch their numbers. But hopefully they'll both be making it into the field, and might have something in my back pocket to make sure we can get both in too. So
nice.
It's a great story, especially Taylor's, really excited to have Taylor in the field too, since he wasn't able to get in it last year. Just being a guy from here, raised here, went to UNLV, obviously has his roots with the MGM guys and Shadow Creek. Just excited to tell that story some more.
Dude, the young Rebs on tour are going to be making some waves, man, with Taylor and Kurt and Harry. I mean, it's awesome to see.
Yep. I mean, what an incredible program that they have built and Coach Knight. And I know AJ and the new UNLV golf coach will carry that on really, really well. But excited to have that program here. So should be good.
Yeah, exactly. So as far as the field goes, what's the deadline for players to say, yes, I'm coming?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the Friday before the event. So a guy has until, and that's true for any PGA Tour event. They have until the Friday before tournament week.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
To commit to the field. So it kind of it can make it hard on us, especially if we're waiting for a certain player to commit so we can market them to help us with our ticket sales, etc. Sometimes it's really hard to, kind of wait that long and, and wait for that commitment. But sometimes it takes until then to do it. But yeah, they have until the Friday before. So it's really, I've kind of been working on it for the last 2 weeks, the field anyway, the last 2 weeks, and I'll be working on it all the way through, the Friday before at 2 p.m.
Wow.
Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern is kind of their deadline to submit. So, and I understand it. I mean, a lot of the key guys, a lot of the top players will wait. For an instance, kind of like what I explained with Patrick Cantlay last year.
Yeah, you never know what happens.
If you commit early, and that's obviously great for us, but then something could happen, whether it's an injury, they get sick, there's a family issue, or maybe they're just tired and they don't want to play. All of a sudden they withdraw, and then all of a sudden it can create some bad press. So I understand why people wait, but it also can be hard for us to help promote ticket sales and the event and get the community excited about the guys that are coming when we have to wait that long. But it's a part of the game that we play.
So has there always been 3 pro-ams, or is that something new this year?
So we have like 2 official pro-ams. So we'll have the Monday pro-am called the Summerlin Cup. And then we have our marquee championship pro-am. And that title sponsor of that pro-am this year is MGM Resort. So excited to have them back on. And then we do a Monday after. It's not a pro-am. We don't have pros playing with us, but that's our Tough Day Challenge. And actually, we're going to bring in some of our East-West Shrine Bowl. So Shriners also sponsors a college football event that will be played in Allegiant Stadium this year in February. So we're going to bring in some football players, some legends, NFL legends to play in that event to help promote that East-West Shrine Bowl.
Nice.
But that's on Monday, and we've called it the Tough Day Challenge because everyone goes out there, all the amateurs go out there on Monday and play the golf course exactly how the pros played it the day before. So you're playing it from the back tees, and you're playing it from the exact same pin positions as well. So we have a few teams left available. So if anyone just wants to come out and, really have a tough day on the golf course.
Yeah, we've gone.
And people love it.
Oh, well, I've gone out and played on the Tuesday after the last couple of years. But I was wondering why don't they do it on Monday? I didn't realize that there was an event that's going on. That's why. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives you an opportunity to go out and play the golf course that you just saw on TV.
That's correct. Yeah. Yeah. And it's, it's a good time. People love that beating, that it's not for me, not for me, but man, there are people who want that challenge and they want to get beat up on the golf course a little bit and they love it. We sell 22 teams, so we don't try to oversell it. It's one shotgun, 22 teams of 4, and they just go out there and have a great time.
Nice.
Yeah.
And people can buy that through the website?
Yeah, they can acquire through it on the website, and then they can contact us, and then we can get them set up.
So as far as tickets, where is best way to get tickets? And
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yep, for sure. So ShrinersChildren'sOpen.com, best way to go on there. We have a ticket link on that front page. It will redirect you to on our ticket page, it kind of will show you the different options, and it will direct you to our ticket sponsor and SeatGeek, or our ticket partner in SeatGeek. Lowest price ticket gets you into the hill, $35. Again, 18 years and younger are free. So you can come out, any day. And enjoy a great experience on the golf course. We're also selling this year, new for 2022. We stopped it for a few years, but new, we're bringing it back in 2022 is a good any one day ticket. So there's a little bit of a premium you would have to pay. I think it's $15 to $20 extra if you want to go ahead and just reserve your good any one day ticket now. So then you don't have to decide which day you're going right now. You can wait till how your schedule lays out or which weather day looks the best for what you want to accomplish that day. But you can really use that ticket any one day, Thursday through Sunday. So awesome. It's a pretty good deal, very flexible.
Hey, and kudos to whoever manages your social media, because the Shriners Open on Instagram is money. I mean, they kill it every year. I mean,
she does a great job.
Yeah, if you tag Shriners or you're out there and tag them in anything, they instantly repost it, they comment. I mean, it's awesome. So way to go on that. Yeah.
Aaliyah is her name, and she does a great job for us. And, she's actually out of Florida and Tampa, and keep her up to date on some stuff that's going on. And she'll come out here tournament week. And I mean, she'll get our sponsors, she'll get our players, she'll get our patients. She's running all over the place, and she's fully committed and does a great job.
Okay. So I got one last thing I want to talk about.
Sure.
And it may be a sore subject. It may not be. Okay.
Know where this is going.
The tour is planning on changing the wraparound season to just being a January to August season. Have you guys been in any discussions or talks about the events that are going to take place outside the season and how the Shriners is going to be involved in that?
Well, we've talked specifically about, how we are affected. And, there's a perception out there based on the press conferences and the information that's out there that, could show us as being painted as our field being significantly impacted, and it still could. And I'm not going to run from that. The changes that are being made could impact our field. However, the new changes that just came out and that were announced last Wednesday in Commissioner Monahan's press conference, after kind of that secret top player pact meeting that happened, Commissioner Monahan came out and announced an additional 4 events that were going to be elevated. it is my understanding, and it has been confirmed by the tour and some players, that those additional 4 elevated events would happen January through August. So you got the previous elevated events, the 4 new elevated events, and then the 4 majors. So if you're a top player, you're circling all of those, you have to play those.
Yeah.
That can be 16 to 17 events that you'll have to play within an 8-month window. That's a fair amount of golf, right? 17 events in 8 months. In this kind of new, thing that was announced, outside of those events, the players also have to commit to 3 additional regular events, which would be the fall, which would be any non-elevated event in the regular season as well. So if I'm a top player, I'm not, but if I was, and maybe I'm just being optimistic, I'm circling those 17 events in the regular season. I might play another one mixed in there somewhere in the regular season that I have a special affinity for. But then I might just say, hey, my other 2 regular events that I have to play, I'm going to use those in the fall and just kind of spread my year out a little bit and not try to overdo it in the regular season.
Exactly.
And if I look at us against, just other events, not necessarily fall events, just like we are, but other events, we have 2 incredible things going for us. One is the charity. A lot of guys playing for the charity, but the other thing is this market. Guys love Las Vegas. They love our resorts, and they love our restaurants, and they love our weather, especially in the fall. So again, if I'm a top player and I'm being overly optimistic, I'm circling 17 to 18 events in the regular season. I'm playing 2 events in the fall, and one of those is going to be Vegas. That's how I look at it. And, it won't always work that way for us. There'll be years that we are going to have the best field we've ever had, and it might be stacked with, the top 20 guys in the world. And there might be years that, we won't. But that's how it is right now for us. In any event, you don't know who you're going to get until, really the field's finalized the Friday before. But I feel strongly with the new changes that were announced on Wednesday that we still, being a fall event, still have really a great opportunity to attract the top players in the world to play this event every fall. And, that's going to be my mentality. Exactly what I said is what I'm going to communicate to players and agents. Why not Las Vegas and why not Shriners? Because you're playing for something that's incredibly meaningful, and you're playing it in an incredible city that we have a lot going on outside of this golf course as well. So if they need tickets to Raiders games or Knights games or shows or reservations to great restaurants, we can help provide all of that as well. So they need to come and continue to support this and this market. So that's what I tell the guys, and we'll see if it works or not. But I'm pretty optimistic. But it's been what I've said, over the last 8 years, and you've seen our field get better and better over those last 8 years as well. So what I'm going to communicate to them is no different than what I've communicated, before. But we might have a little bit more in our back pocket saying, now that these guys have to play 3 regular events and us being a regular event, we are in an unregular city. So let's go.
Keeping those fingers crossed, man. Vegas is blowing up unlike I've ever. It's just unreal what's going on in the city right now. So I went to the Allegiant Stadium for the first time and watched the Rebel game this past weekend. Holy crap, that place is unbelievable.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
It's awesome.
And then going to the Aces playoff game tonight. So there's so much going on. So much going on.
Can I tell you that Las Vegas Aces, I mean, that environment there, I haven't been to a game this year. I went to a game a couple of years ago. It was awesome. I had the best time.
Yeah, my wife played college basketball and high school and college basketball. And we have 2 girls, and she's, thrown basketball down their throats their whole lives. So when they moved here, she was really excited about it. And I mean, season tickets, it's a great deal, and we have a blast. And it's fun supporting the city, and the city's getting behind them right now, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay. October 3rd through the 9th, 2022, Shriners Children's Open. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to get out there and see the guys play. Can't wait to see the golf course. You guys are doing an absolutely bang up job, and I really appreciate you taking some time out of your really full plate busy schedule to chat with us for a little bit.
Absolutely. Would love to come on whenever, and hopefully you guys are able to come out.
All right. Thanks a lot, Patrick.
Yeah, thank you.